So today, I'm actually super excited because we are going to a Force of Will tournament. It's the release of Millennium of Ages, the newest set of the Grim Cluster, the last set, and Team 8-Bit is actually going to go to Concord for a case tournament. So we're actually taking the whole team, and we're going to see how we do. The format's going to be constructed, so I'm really excited to play with some new cards.
What the hell, taping already?
So we're about halfway done with the tournament. It's 5 o'clock. The tournament was supposed to start at 12:30 and it didn't fire until 2:30.
Yeah.
It was 2 hours behind, so we've gone through 2 rounds of Swiss and it's 5 o'clock. They gave us a half-hour lunch, so now we're getting food at sweet Chinese joint next door. Here from 8-Bit, we got Sean, Norvik, Will, and me. And there's a couple other people from 8-Bit as well, like Steve, Luke and Lucas, yeah. So they're there from 8-Bit, so like half the field is from 8-Bit.
Yeah.
Which is pretty great. So we will find out how everyone does. The last 2 rounds of Swiss include the top 8. So we're all still in contention, so hopefully it goes well. So we're entering the last round, and I'm actually going to be on stream alongside Sean, who is also from 8-Bit, so we're going to have an 8-Bit showdown in the last round. The video for this will be on Force of Will Tavern, so FOW Tavern, if you want to watch the stream and go back and watch it. Last round after 4 rounds, so it'll be a cut to top 8 after that.
Top 8 pairings are up!
We're heading out off the tournament. Top 8, first round I played against Steven, who's also someone from 8-Bit. I lost to his Shahrazad, whatever.
It was a Scheherazade Dragon
6 Sages
deck.
So eliminated top 8, and unfortunately they only paid out the top 3. 3 to first, 2 to second, and 1 box to third, and everybody else gets nothing. So at the end of the day, still had fun, hung out with Team 8-Bit, and we are heading out. So I'll end the day with a recap later tonight. Overall, I think it was a pretty good tournament and a good experience. As my first competitive Force of Will tournament, I ended up placing top 8. Although I got eliminated in the first round of top 8, still think that I played very well given my knowledge base and experience, and I think it was definitely a learning experience. I learned a lot of things. One of them being the most obvious is that Laser doesn't have flying. It's a game that I'm still getting used to. I've only been playing for about a month, so I expect to do a lot more learning, especially since Millennium of Ages is out. There were definitely cards that crippled my deck. The first round that I lost in top 8 was to Steve, and one of his cards was from Millennium of Ages that I haven't even seen before and completely crushed my deck. So definitely learning a lot, and we'll be moving forward with more knowledge and experience. 8-Bit gamers made a very big showing today, and we all learned something new today. It was definitely worth going out there, even though there were a bunch of things that we wish could have gone better. As for the tournament itself, I would say it was okay. There are a couple of things I did like and I didn't like. Let's start off with the negatives. The tournament started off really late. It was 2 hours behind schedule. I'm not quite sure what the delay was. I think they were waiting for a couple of people. But I've been to Magic tournaments that have started an hour late, and those are acceptable for valid reasons. But 2 hours late is a long time. Besides that, they also took a half-hour break in between the second and third round for a lunch break. Typically at competitive events, even for Magic, there aren't any breaks, especially for lunch. You get food on your own time, and the fact that starting 2 hours late plus a 30-minute lunch just made the tournament more long and drawn out, I wasn't quite a fan of. Another drawback was that they only paid out to the top 3 as opposed to the top 8. I'm used to major tournaments paying the top 8. Having them only paid out to top 3, I think they could have restructured their prize structures. So making a top 8 is very significant in all card tournaments because you play through the Swiss, and then if you make top 8, then you're part of, you did really well, and being rewarded for that top 8 placement, I think, is definitely something that should be taken into account. And coming home with nothing after 6 hours of gameplay and 9-hour day, I think it's kind of depressing. But what can you do? That's the way the prize structure was. Everyone knew that when they signed up for the tournament. That was the negatives of the event. The positives, I think, far outweigh the negatives though. The staff on site were super friendly, so I want to give a shout out to Equilibrium Games and Forcible Tavern for hosting and executing the event. I think it went really well. I think there was a decent showing, around 25, 23 players. I want to say thank you to them and all the staff there. They're very friendly, very helpful, and I hope the Bay Area does more events like these in the near future. A couple of the good things was that they were actually streaming live, and I was actually on stream playing another 8-bit player. I'll link to the recorded Twitch video in the description so everyone can take a look at all what happened during that day. I believe they filmed the whole tournament, so you can see all from the start to the finish of how the tournament went. Another good point was that I did a lot of networking at the tournament. I met a lot of people, including people who work with the Forcible Tavern. So I think that moving forward, the community for the San Francisco Bay Area is definitely growing, and I'm definitely looking forward to being a part of the Force of Will gaming community, not only on a casual level, but also on a competitive level. We started a YouTube channel, and we got the ball rolling, and we are full steam ahead. We have unboxing videos going up, as well as my vlogs, and then with the 8-bit constructed events, I believe the channel is well on its way. That wraps up the day. Stay tuned for more Force of Will videos, as well as Earthstone and Magic soon.